Stephen C. Productions.
I was trying to start a little music group with my friend Melody, and we called it NVRM, which is the letters NVRM, which meant like the non-violent revolutionary movement, but it was just a mouthful. So we just called it NV Room, NVRM. And then we were trying to come up with a name with Johnny at first and Kevin, and we were first called the Yearly Mistakes at first. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like me or the music, you know? So I'm like, what if we call it NVRM? I just threw that out there. Like, oh no, call it Envy Room. Like, actually, spell out the words. And yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It just sounds cool.
You're listening to Talking From Experience. If you're an experienced listener, welcome back. And if you didn't know, you about to learn. My name is Steven and I am your host. On Talking From Experience, I have casual, insightful, and entertaining conversations with musicians, comedians, podcasters, and other far-out characters. Today, I'll be talking with my buddy Eli Rodriguez, aka Eli Hopeful, aka the singer for Envy Room. I love this conversation. It feels good having these conversations again. It feels good being behind the mic. I miss you guys. So here we are. It was a great conversation. Feels like a good start to the relaunch of this show. So yeah, it's kind of a special episode. Also, you guys will be blessed by the sound of my beautiful wife's voice and laughter here and there towards the back half of the episode. She was in the room while I recorded the interview. And we're just having fun, man. So check it out. Here's Eli from Envy Room. All right, man. Welcome to my world.
Hello, I'm happy to be in your world.
All right, man. Coming at you live from the Envy Room.
Yeah. Basically, this is where we practice and we write all our demos and argue and yeah.
Nice. How much arguing is done? How much of the songs are products of arguments?
None. So
awesome.
far, none.
I think that's why they're bangers.
Yeah, none so
By the
far.
time the final product is out, everyone's on in agreement, right? That everything is.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah. I mean,
All right,
yeah.
That's cool, man. So, what kind of music would you say Envy Room creates?
I would say like pop punk emo stuff. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s punk, but also the older stuff. But I really like the early 2000s, late 90s punk. And that's kind of like what I kind of write like. But also like post-hardcore and emo music, like early 2000s, late 2010s too. But I guess that's what influenced the sound. But it's mostly like pop punk and emo, I guess, but more pop punk because it's very catchy and it's not very angry.
Yeah, it's poppy, right? That's what we grew up on. I feel like there was a time where that was ruling the airwaves.
No, yeah. I mean, of course, My Chem's like one of my favorite ones, and I feel like they're like the most popular band that I listen to. So.
Yeah, that was like, I don't want to say pre-internet because the internet's since the 90s, but since before everyone had a computer, because I know that's how it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only access to music I had was what was on the radio, because there was no computer at my house, and it wasn't until like 2006 2007 that all of that started to get popular, and my taste in music was expanded, if you will.
No, yeah. I got my taste in music from my mom. She's an old school punk lady, and she always had like records and cassettes and CDs everywhere and DVDs, and so she'd play it always, and her friends would have, that's all they'd do. They listen to music, hang out, and play board games and stuff. And I guess I just like that music because it's feeling a lot of camaraderie, a lot of community, and I guess you could say punk music. And that's just how I got my introduction to music, because of my mom. Well, my dad listened to rap too, but I kind of listened to rap a little bit growing up. But then when I go with my mom, it was mostly just like her music, because her music was better.
Nice.
In my opinion.
They had guitar.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? Like, you know, everybody going crazy in the crowd, you know.
Where does the name Envy Room come from?
I was trying to start a little music group with my friend Melody, and we called it NVRM, which is the letters NVRM, which meant like the non-violent revolutionary movement, but it was just a mouthful. So we just called it Envy Room, NVRM. And then we were trying to come up with a name with Johnny at first and Kevin, and we were first called the Yearly Mistakes at first. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like me or the music, you know? So I'm like, what if we call it NVRM? I just threw that out there. Like, oh no, call it Envy Room. Like, actually, spell out the words. And Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It just sounds cool.
Oh, that's crazy because I was thinking about it, like envy room. What does that mean? And I'm trying to get into like a deep meaning behind it.
What did you come up with?
So I have two theories.
Mm-hmm. What's your theory?
Okay, so it's either a room full of envy, or there is room for envy in your mind. So it's like I'm full of love, but there's envy room somewhere.
No, yeah. Because I've thought about it too. Like, what if someone were to ask me, like, what does it mean if I gave it a meaning? That's a good one. I mean,
you heard it here first, folks.
No, it is though. No, I'm envious, bro. I do get. I'm like, man, that guy can play guitar really good. Or, oh man, that kid can sing. Like, oh shit. Like,
was guitar the first instrument that you started playing?
No, it was drums.
Oh, okay.
Drums, yeah. I think I was like a kid. My mom bought me my first drum set and played drums for a minute. And I didn't pick up the guitar until like I was like 11. And I didn't start singing until like 17? No, 15.
Dang, so how many like bands have you been a part of? Because ever since I've known you way back in high school, you've always been doing something.
I think middle school was the first band I was in with Paul Henry and Ray Alvarado, Jarek, and of course Alan. I can't forget Alan. We were called, I forgot what we were called, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what we were called. But it was like a thrash metal band, and
okay.
I think I was playing drums at first, and then we tried that, and then I started singing and playing guitar with them, and it ain't going anywhere. You know how high school bands are.
But that's cool because that's where you like learn how to play with other people.
No, yeah. And after that, I started another band in high school with a guy named Walter, Rogelio, and Magdiel. Was that it? Yeah, and I think Sergio, and we're called Written Hearts. And I sang for that band. I didn't really play guitar for that one. I just sang and scream. I think I have some demos so I can show you later.
Dude, I was at a couple of those shows at the White Swan.
Oh, the Written Hearts ones? Yeah, dude. I think I sucked back then, bro. Like, the music was good, you know, but that was when I barely started learning how to sing and scream. And yeah, I probably fucked up my voice from not screaming properly either.
Yeah, I used to scream a lot. I remember that music was heavy.
It was fun. Yeah, I wish I could make music like that, but I'm not as angry as I used to be. You know?
You let it all out and stayed over there.
Yeah, I guess I was a little more angry when like 10 years ago. Yeah.
Dang, I wonder why that is. It's just like teenage angst.
Well, because you're learning about the world, man, and you see things that are not fair, and you feel things that are not fair, and you're just like, this is dumb, and I hate everyone because it's not fair. But then I guess as you get older, you see like a nuance to it, and you're just like, oh, I guess this is whatever. This is the hand we get. I mean, might as well make the best of it and fuck it, you know. What, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I've never censored anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Motherfucker. No,
you know, it's crazy because I try not to. But I've slipped every once in a while. But I've never like told my guests like, hey, don't say that.
No, dude, we got interviewed at in Lubbock, Texas when we played on the radio, and they're like, don't curse. And like, yeah, dude, I fuck with Jose. Have you? I said I fuck with Jose. I'm like, oh shit, like, but I said it so fast, like, I don't think they caught it. But yeah, I curse sometimes. Yeah, but yeah,
Jose, man, that's crazy.
You like Jose?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, all of that music, man.
Dude, my grandma listened to Jose. That's how I know Jose.
Yeah, it's crazy. Talking about our influences, man. And the topic of being angry about injustices. I grew up going to Christian church. That's where I learned how to cope with injustices.
No, I mean,
like by the time I hit teenage years, I was like, oh yeah, this happens. Like,
no, yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a reason for everything. It may sometimes the receiving end of the injustice is sucky, but I guess, I don't know, things happen for a reason, man. I think in the end, everybody gets what's coming, you know, or sometimes they don't know that they're doing the injustice because it's just what they were taught.
Yeah, I guess it's weird because I came out cynical in a way as a teenager, but that's why I guess I did my best to seek the positive in everything, because I know, like, I guess I was taught from a young age, like, hey, this world is terrible. Like, terrible things are going to happen. You can be the best person to ever live. You'll get killed for it.
No, yeah.
But so you said your mom influenced like your taste in music.
Yeah.
did she also play a part in encouraging you to play, or like, heck, I want to go even to say like encourage you to pursue a career in music?
Music was always around us, and she used to go to shows a lot, and there was always musicians around us because of her friends. Her friends are musicians, and so I guess that's what I wanted to do. I mean, I actually, when I went to go visit, because they had a, what was it called? Where you visit your parents on the weekends. You have like visits, like they're split apart, but you get to visit one or the other.
Oh, visitation.
Yeah, visitation stuff. So I would visit her, and so like it was different because I'd be with my mom. So I think the first band that I remember her showing me was the Beatles, and I was like, "What is this stuff? You know, this is cool. Like it's different." And I don't know, man. When I heard "I Want to Hold Your Hand," I was like, "This is tight. Like this is not Want to Be a Baller Shot Caller. Like I don't even know what they're rapping about, but I want to hold your hand. Hell yeah, I like girls.
It's simple.
It was, yeah, because my dad used to listen to like a lot of bachata and but around that time was a lot of rap. I guess when I was like 7 or 6, a lot of rap was really big in that time period. But yeah, so my mom, I still was the Beatles at first, and then of course other bands as you're a kid you get into because of what they look like. Kiss was the second one, and then after Kiss it was the Ramones. When I hit the Ramones, it just like opened up a whole different avenue for me when it came to music. Like I was obsessed with them, and I love punk, and then as you get older, you know, emo, post-hardcore, hardcore, deathcore, and you listen to all that stuff. But I guess the main ones I really resonate with is like new wave, post-hardcore, emo, and punk. I guess those are like the main three that I really jam. But also some Spanish rock too. My mom listens to Spanish rock too, so that was another big one. But yeah, I love music, but mainly those. You know, those are my babies.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't get into Spanish rock until way later. I was probably like 20 years old when I really started getting into like Caifanes and Hombres G.
Caifanes.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, but in like 9th grade, like some people had showed me like Panda.
Yeah. I couldn't get into Panda.
Really?
I think it was his voice. It's very like, very like,
I didn't get into it. Like I knew of it. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like Mexicans are doing the thing too, but I didn't get drawn to it. But then I heard like, I don't know, all that 80s stuff that came out of Mexico, all the 80s rock bands that came out of Mexico was like really good.
Like that song, Tren al Sur by Los Prisioneros. That's a good one, dude. Mm-hmm. It's very like, it's 80s, but yeah, Caifanes was definitely one of my favorites. I couldn't get into like the newer stuff, like Panda. I couldn't get into.
So coming into an era, yeah, where everything is automated and the algorithms, right, feed everybody exactly what they want to hear or what they want to see. I've had an issue with keeping up with today's music because I scroll on Instagram and it's hard for me to keep up with the music because every single post I see of a new band or artist, it's amazing, dude. Like it's become so accessible to create music. And nowadays, you don't even have to know how to make music. You can tell AI what to do, and it'll create the music that you have in your mind. And I'm thinking about the future of like artists, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, I've been going out to the shows recently, and I think, at least in my opinion, the future of music is going to be very localized.
No, yeah, it has to be. I mean, I feel like the whole internet thing, and it's like you have to be a content creator as well as a musician nowadays because everybody's on their phones. But I know the band is very like, Eli, we got to make these videos. We got to do this trend and this stuff. And me being old school, I don't want to do that shit. Like, I don't fucking make TikToks. Like, dude, no. Like, I don't want to do that. But we have to, you know. And I just feel cheesy because I feel like I'm acting, you know. Yeah. And I don't like doing that shit, you know. And I don't know. I feel like when I do the band thing and the music, I want it to be as authentic as I can instead of trying to like to market or cater to a certain group. I feel like if you fuck with the vision of the music, then you'd be a fan. And I know there wasn't like the bands I'm into currently. I guess when I found out like Joyce Manor, for instance, when I found out about them, it wasn't because they had funny TikToks or fucking these wacky, cool, trendy things. No, it's because they look like regular dudes made good music, you know. So it's like that's why I fucked with it. It wasn't because they were cool. It was exact obvious because they just looked like normal people making bangers, you know. And I feel like everyone's trying to be like so different and so hardcore, and you know what I mean. And I don't know. I just want to make music and not worry about like what everybody else is doing just because they're doing it so you can be cool and get more people to come. It's, I don't know. I do it for me. I do the music for me, and I know the band gets frustrated with me because it's like I'm very picky on what we write and how we put it out, and it's my fault, honestly. That's why they argue, because of me. They want to do certain songs. I'm like, that's kind of cheesy song, you know, and I know it's my fault, but I can't help it. I'm very picky and opinionated, but I'm very grateful and blessed to have these guys, because I couldn't do it without them, you know. And Johnny, Kevin, and Mauricio, they've stuck around for a year, so, and they fuck with the vision, and they're holding on. I haven't pissed them off too much yet. I know they want to strangle me sometimes. I could tell. I could tell them, you know, and vice versa. You know, sometimes they text like 1,000,000,001 questions. I'm like, it's not that complicated. You know, it's not a big deal. But, and also, yeah, I forgot what the question was.
No, I think that's
the future of music. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the whole point of podcasting.
It's the future of anything. You can't even tell. Like, so it's like, I guess you just hold on and see how the ride goes, you know, and just try your best. And of course, I'm creeping up 30, so I'm turning into an old head that's like, back in my day things were simpler and it was just different, you know. I think I'm headed towards that mentality. I can feel it, because it's like, I don't know, man, the new technology nowadays is kind of sketch and creepy and scary, and I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen. I mean, but I do believe what you said earlier. Music become more localized. I feel like having like local labels would be so fucking cool, you know, to see which local labels can round up the better bands. Because don't go to that label. That label has a bunch of fucking cringy ass, sorry ass music.
Dude,
you know?
I think when you bring up labels, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's more like I don't want to give away the secret moneymaker that I have in my mind, right?
Oh, okay.
But screw it, nobody listens. But there's several venues that are already starting to figure this out, like the Secret Group. Mm-hmm. They're starting to corner the market on. I see them doing it with comedy. Mm-hmm. And I see them starting to do it with like events, and pretty soon it's gonna start getting to live shows. Yeah, I think it's gonna be more the venue, Warehouse Live. They've been doing it ever since they moved to Midtown. I was telling somebody like a lot of people don't go to Warehouse Live because of who's performing. A lot of people go to Warehouse Live because it's Warehouse Live, and they do like their events and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking where it's gonna end up being is like certain like venues are gonna start fighting over are gonna start offering the shows to the bands that are popping off locally. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's gonna be, it's no longer gonna be you gotta wait for your band to go on tour. Yeah. It's like, no, these guys are based out of Houston. These guys perform at this venue on every Thursday. You know? Yeah. So instead of bands having to go on tour, you're going to be a tourist attraction.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you do go on tour, and it's going to be like even all that much more special. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a lot of the upcoming artists are going to have to start marketing themselves like, hey, we're based out of here, you know? Mm-hmm. This is a guaranteed show that we play every week at this venue.
And there's so many good venues out there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, Houston is popping off right now, man.
Low key, there's one that's like fucking out of the nowhere. I forgot where it's at. What's called OG Man 10 or something like 18.
Okay.
OG Man 18 OG Man or something like that.
Okay.
But or something like that. But dude, the sound in there is amazing. We played like in front of like 5 people that time.
Yeah.
But we played our best set. But,
it sounds amazing.
But dude, I don't know. I don't feel like, maybe it's because we're new and I don't see a lot of people coming out. Because I've seen some people pack some shows, you know, and I just don't know how to get to that point. I don't know if it's the music or if it's our marketing or what, but
I feel like you've already gotten past a certain threshold because you are doing live shows, right? And I mean, I'm curious about like behind the scenes into that. Like, how does a band like yours, like an up and coming band, trying to make their mark, like how do you start landing shows who do you contact, or how does that go?
Honestly, I think it's like who you know, and I think it's just doing the groundwork and just hitting people up whom they might know, who knows the person who books shows here. And I think Mauricio knew a friend who went to music school, and she's our manager now. So she kind of knows some people, so she helps us out too. But also word of mouth, man. It's always just socializing, and it'd be nice if the music spoke for itself. Like, oh, this band's cool, let's get them. But it's not like that sometimes. I think it's just mostly word of mouth,
Networking is the
that's
key
the
word.
That's the word I was looking for. Basically, I mean.
Yeah, honestly, I've thought about this as well. It's like I've thought about like starting musical projects and stuff. And getting stuff together. Like in my mind, I have a 5-year plan. Like I have a 5-year plan to, basically turn it into a career. And it's 1 year of just posting, like you said, social media. Yeah. It's 1 year of just marketing, of just creating content.
Oh yeah.
And getting that, establishing yourself.
Yeah, I think finding the algorithm to help you out once you create the content is great. I don't know how to do that. I don't know nothing about that stuff. But we're learning. I mean, I barely got TikTok like a year ago because
I'm still not on TikTok.
I just got it for the band, and I mean that's been cool. I mean, I've been hitting up like music review people, and we just like see what their opinions are. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. The music industry is so different now. So it's like back to like when I was in high school, it was different. It was like you make your Facebook or your MySpace or whatever and play as many shows as you can, maybe tour here and there. But now it's like all algorithmic based. You could just be at home and make some tunes and people notice it. I just don't know the whole algorithm content stuff about that because I'm still like an old head and I don't know much about that. But that's where it's going right now. And so I guess we'll just play as many shows as you can and put music out and see where it goes. I mean, that's all we can do. If people like it, they like it. That's the best thing,
Yeah, it's crazy you brought up MySpace and Facebook. Like, ever since social media was a thing, right? Like, people have been, like, bands, artists have been taking advantage of it. It's a really easy way to reach people.
MySpace is king when it comes to social media, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, I'm not old. Bro, MySpace is awesome.
I'm telling you, when Facebook came out and everybody was migrating to it, I didn't understand it because MySpace was so much better.
It was
so much better.
It was so much creative control, and like the part I like is like, say like if I would like to check out your MySpace page right now, like say we're still on MySpace, and I was like, oh Steven, your favorite song playlist comes on.
Your playlist is at the top.
Fucking the background is whatever you want it to be. Your close friends, the shit that you like, the movies you like. It's like you kind of get like a short like friendship background check on someone.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
Am I compatible with this guy?
Like I remember that you're like a 5 or like 8 whatever favorite people were at the top. Like that's who you hang out with the most. Yeah. That's crazy.
It was cooler. Now Facebook seems like more like a business transaction. It's like I don't know, man. It's not cool.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I feel like MySpace was the epitome of what social media is supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah. Strangely enough, now it's just like
it was more about making connections. It was more about because even like band pages, it wasn't like a follow. It was like no, you're friends.
No, yeah, and you'd hit them up and they post stuff, they reply, and it was just a little more personable. And I don't know. I was a kid too when I had my MySpace. Like maybe like 11.
We still didn't even use it right.
11. No, I used to know how to do like the backgrounds.
Dude, we learned how to code.
Yeah, a little bit. Copy. What is it? A copy paste.
Copy paste. The like strings of code into the theme or whatever.
Copy and paste. That's all you needed to know back then.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That was fun, man. I remember like getting into different kinds of music because of that. Because like, oh, this girl's kind of cute. Let me look at her. And no, seriously, there was this girl. Like I thought it was cute. Like, oh, let me check out her Facebook, her MySpace page.
Raw XD girl.
Yeah, and then I think I set my friends on fire for the first time on her thing. And I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like this sounds wacky, crazy. Like I like this.
Drank straight from the faucet.
I think was that The Nuns Are Watching? Yeah, that was a song. That was a song that played, and I was like, yo, this sounds crazy.
Classic,
like
man.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to see who this is, and so I got into like Alisana and like fucking old Bring Me the Horizon, and
It was so much heavier then.
It was different. I feel like it's become really pretty.
Yeah, a lot of those artists
pretty and technical. You know, it's no longer like crazy and whatever.
It was raw, man.
It was just whatever.
Seeing those album covers, man, that they had back then, it was crazy.
Cool. It was cool, man. Man, I feel Friends of Fire was one of my favorites, man. Them and yeah, I don't know. It was a different sound, you know. I mean, I think that's comes with growing up. I'm pretty sure like the old metal heads thought Metallica was the pinnacle of metal, you know,
of heaviness.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm just being biased, just like they are, you know. I mean, but I think post-hardcore in early 2000s was like really, really fucking good, you know, and yeah, it was just fun.
It's so different. Like nowadays, I can't even compare like genres. I remember growing up, it was like, oh, like hip hop is better, or rock is better, or pop is better, you know. And nowadays, I feel like it'd be kind of dumb to compare because it's not the same thing. It's
different
not the same
vibes
thing.
For sure. Like, cause like some days there's some hip hop I do like to listen to, or some days I do like to listen to pop music or whatever. So it's like, I mean, I just categorize myself more into the rock kind of person because that's just what I like the most. I like other kinds of music too, like EDM and some R&B, some Motown, you know. But for some reason, punk rock in general, just it's like my base, you know.
Yeah,
like
your
foundation.
Yeah, what you fall back on, man. Yeah. What you fall back on,
you know. But there's some good ass music out there that's not rock for sure. There's some good ass music out there.
It's like I said, like I have not kept up with any new music because it's all so good. It's like I want to get into the rabbit holes and stuff. And me and my wife, we've been like, especially going out to the shows and stuff and meeting all you guys, like up and coming bands and stuff. It's so cool because you guys are local, right? We see your guys' posts, your new music that comes out, and not only are we keeping up because we're going at the pace that you guys are. Yeah, it feels so cool to like go out and meet the people that you've been seeing online, you know. And I think you guys have been doing it pretty well as far as reaching the local community. Yeah,
when it comes to reaching the people around us, we want to reach more people around us, you know, and we would like to be people's favorite bands, you know. I know it's hard to because there's like 1,000,001 bands out there, and it's like sometimes I'm like, man, should I still be in a band? Like, it's not going anywhere. You know, it's just hard because there's so much flavors out there, you know, like, and I guess it's I think everyone's favorite band nowadays is going to be very niche and catered to them.
Yeah, very, dude. Like,
it's not going to be groups anymore flocking to one. It's like little groups flocking to one.
Yeah, I feel like the era of the superstar is dead.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not gonna be a thing anymore. Like I'm pretty sure as we speak, like there is somebody performing at some theater with like 400, 500 people that I've never heard of, but those 500 fans are there. They're there, like. They're there, and that person is playing the best show of their life right now. And like, I've never heard of them. You know what? I'm probably never gonna hear about them.
But fuck, man,
but they're doing it, man. They're doing it. They're doing it, and I feel like that's kind of the goal. Is find your people, man.
That's the hard part, man. It's like, and then like, what if you're strange and just weird, and you're trying to find your people? You know,
it's a niche, dude. You're gonna find the strange weirdos, dude. As long as you keep doing it, you're gonna find the strange weirdos.
And I feel bad because like my band has to put up with me, and I'm very picky, bro. And it's like, I don't know, man. I think our producer asked us to like, hey, maybe we should make the song sound more modern. And I'm like, but I don't like.
What does that mean?
Well, I guess like modern pop punk. There's a certain sound that it has compared to like 90s, 2000s pop punk. And I think he suggested to do this to make it sound more modern. But me, being a picky old bastard that I am,
you're fired.
I like the way that it sounds, you know. And I don't know, man. I mean, the music industry is different and weird now, and I guess we're just doing it just to do it and see where it goes. I mean, we're not expecting to be like fucking Green Day or some shit. Like, that's like, no.
Yeah, there's never gonna be a Green Day.
No, exactly.
Not anymore.
No.
Like it feels weird. Like that's why I have an issue listening to the radio because everything feels so like force fed,
manufactured.
Yeah. It's very I was at a POD show the other day. He said all the music nowadays is so cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like it fits the mold that's been handed to us at the moment. And it's hard to find music that's genuine. Like you said, like you're making it not to cater to anybody, but because you like it. And I feel like the reason your band is stuck with you is because, like you said, like they see the vision and what you guys are producing is something that they enjoy as well.
Yeah, they're barely sticking to me. No, because I know, man. I just like, and then sometimes when they look at other bands, they see what they're doing and they see their pull and they're like, oh, what are we doing wrong? Like, maybe we should do what they're doing. I try not to compare, like it's just, once you start comparing, it's like, you start like, what's the word I'm looking for? You start compromising your vision and your ideas, and I feel bad because like they have these ideas, my bandmates, and I turn them down so much all the time. And not to be a dick, but it's like, I'm like, I don't know if I want that word in there, or I don't want to cover that song, and you can just feel the frustration in the room. They're just staring at me. Well, it's whatever Eli says. And I feel bad, but I know what you mean. Like it's because there's a lot of influence when it comes to the music world.
Yeah, it's coming from all different directions.
And then everybody has their visions and their, I guess, motives and where they want the band to go, and I just hope like wherever it's going, it goes well, and I hope they have fun with it, and
yeah, you're making me want to join a band.
It's fun, it has its perks. I feel like there's not a lot of frustrating times. I think the only frustrating times is just trying to put each other's ideas together. I think that's the hardest part. But the fun part is like
when it comes together. Once
you're on stage and then you're done and the crowd loves it and people are like talking about it, like we forget about that stuff. It's because like it actually resonated with people, and I think that's the best part. Being able to do it and knowing that you did it, and no one else did,
No, yeah. I say you're making me want to join a band because it's like I've always loved supporting people. So it's like if I join a band, I was like, dude, I don't care. Tell me what to do.
Yeah. See, so the last band I was in, that's the kind of guy I was. I was the bass player.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, bass. I just rode the wave. It's like, hey, wherever we're going, I trust you. Tell me what to do, man. Yeah. And it's like I think I wrote like maybe one song for them.
It's a bass player thing.
Yeah, I wrote one song for them, and nothing ever happened because I left after that. But
that sounds fun.
Yeah. Why don't you join a band or something?
Man, right now it's just time.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done the podcast in a while, but several points I wanted to touch on right now was reaching the locals, winning the hearts and minds of the native.
Bro,
that's what I was talking about earlier. Like I said, I think you guys are doing a really good job. Because after, so? Dude, I promise you, bro. Look,
I don't think
you're biased. You're biased because you're tied to it, man. You're on the outside. You're on the inside looking out, right?
Yeah.
You're on the inside looking out. Me as a spectator, bro. We went to go see your show, and after that, did my wife not share with you like 5 different posts, three or 5 different posts of the other artists wearing your shirt?
Oh, that's true.
Wearing your logo, dude, and then she wore it and made a post.
Please do.
People share it, and it's
your local grocery stores.
It starts out, man.
Honestly, here I'll give it. You give it to your wifey over there.
Do you know my friend Eli?
Yeah, that's our flyer. So it's like it has a QR code on it. So when they scan it, it shows them everything. Our music videos, our Instagram.
Dope, man. Yeah, and that's exactly why I wanted to do this interview with you, man, because that's exactly what the podcast is about, man. Putting people on. Yeah, I hold on to it. But that's exactly that's exactly what the podcast is about, man. Yeah. It's like I messes with your music, bro.
Thank you.
And it's all about like and it's all about sticking to it, dude. Trust me. From doing this, dude. I started out not knowing that anybody would listen, right? And I created maybe like I want to say like 21 episodes.
Oh wow!
Like a year ago. Like I haven't recorded an episode. Like I haven't posted anything since like December.
Oh shit.
And I apologize to my listeners, my loyal listeners, because I said I was going to post more before the end of the year. I never did anything.
Bro, you should definitely like start going to shows and network and just interview bands.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, exactly. So
that's the easiest route to go.
That's where the show is headed, man. That's where the show is headed.
Shasti, bro.
That's where the show is headed.
What made you want to do shows? You know.
That's where the show is headed, man. Like
Yeah.
I've been trying to find like I was talking about this with one of my guests previously. It's like my first 50 to 100 episodes are just going to be me figuring it out, man.
Of course.
And I'm like a quarter of the way there. Not even, you know?
I mean,
but it's been taking shape, right? Like I purposefully left it when I put out my first episode, I purposefully made everything like very generic. Because I want this thing to be its own thing, man. Like I had my vision for it, like my goal with it, and even that has changed. And it's like I've evolved with it. It's going to evolve as well. And basically, the direction I want to take it exactly is more local, more music, comedy, podcasting, because those are the things that I'm into. You know, like I've interviewed some pretty awesome people, like pretty high achieving people on the podcast. But at the same time, it was like, I love it. You're awesome. But also I'm not knowing where to take the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to put content out here.
And
I'm just trying to get my interview chops.
I see what you mean.
And it's like, I take pride in the fact that people have complimented me on most of the episodes I've done.
Oh, yeah.
It's like someone was telling me like, oh, like you do a really good job of taking topics and making them interesting. Like people going into an episode like not thinking that they were going to enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
mainly because, you know, a lot of people I interview, like they're not mainstream names, of course, dude.
Yeah. But still to be like, it's cool to be interviewed because it's like, yes, ask me anything. You're like, conceited bastard.
No, yeah. No, and it's fun, man. Like, especially interviewing people I know. Like, I've interviewed people with the purpose of interviewing them about something, and then it turns into something else. And I'm like, man, this sucks. We didn't even talk about what we were supposed to talk about, but we were having fun. And those are the episodes that people reach out to me like, dude, that was an awesome episode. Like, have that person back on. And I'm like, wow. And like it didn't even go in the direction that I thought it was going to. And then every time, like even in the editing process, like there's been times where I think to myself, like, man, that was a rough interview. Like, bro, that I wasn't feeling it or whatever. But by the time I'm done editing, by the time the episode comes together, I'm excited to put it out because I enjoyed listening to it.
The hardest part is that, like, the white noise of quietness because you don't know where to go after that. You know, some of the awkward silence of, like, what to talk about next. And it's like quiet for, like those 3 seconds. You're just like, eh.
Yeah, no, and I actually cheat. It's easier in person.
Oh, you
way
edit
easier
it.
in
Yeah,
person.
take it out.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, but also when I have done some of my interviews with people who I don't know, like strangers and stuff like that, I cheat because they're virtual interviews, and I have my list of questions to ask. So there's never really a dull moment. Fucking and if there is, I'm just like, oh, there's a delay.
Shit. There's a delay.
Yeah, but you know, I have cut some interviews short.
Yeah,
because it's like, man, I don't know what else to talk about, and it's like not to.
You like jazz? Just
yeah. You know, it's funny because I watch a lot of Joe Rogan. Yeah, and I can tell when he doesn't know what to talk about anymore.
He just starts saying some random shit.
No, because he just starts like, dude, so do you think aliens exist?
Have you heard of On It, dude?
Dude, every time he's like, there's a moment of silence. It's like, dude, so do you think aliens exist? Like every time I'm like, dude, he doesn't know what to talk about anymore. And they go off on like 40 minutes of just like, well, I don't know, because Bigfoot might be an alien and he's an interdimensional creature. And it's like, dude, stop. But also, one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Yeah, because he's had a bunch of people on there, man. I think George Janko's going up there too.
Oh,
right now.
Dude, that's good. I'm excited.
Dude, fucking A, man. Like, I didn't know who George Janko was until like, what? Fucking.
Until the beef.
Well, no, not until the beef, I guess. because I watch a lot of Christian content on YouTube,
Okay.
and his name would pop up in the Christian community,
Mhm.
and then I realized he started interviewing more like big Christian names, like fucking Jordan Peterson, and that one guy who goes to colleges and preaches to people. He has him. He just interviewed.
Oh, dude, I like that guy. He debates
yeah,
people, like
he's
students.
fucking good, bro. I like him.
I love his videos.
And he just recently interviewed Ruslan KD, the rapper.
Yeah, I love Ruslan, man.
Dude,
I watch
dude.
Ruslan all the time,
Dude, fuck yeah.
Heck yeah.
He's the truth,
I
man.
mess
I
with
fuck
Ruslan,
I fuck with
man.
him because he's like, he's still hood, but it's, you can hear it in his voice. But you know what I'm talking about? He's still hood, but he's like, he's Christian, and he's like, he's got the theology on point.
Dude, yeah, he's
funny.
I had a former coworker who's a fellow believer,
Yeah.
and we had a running joke where it was like, fix your doctrine, bro.
Fix your fix your
and
doctrine, bro.
we talk about stuff like that, and that's what every time we were talking about a Christian content creator, but dude, his doctrine is sound.
Dude,
it's solid.
It's solid. His
Yeah.
theology's on point. His theology's fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch Ruslan a lot, and Jordan Peterson. I fuck with Jordan Peterson stuff. Like he has some cool stuff, man. Because it's like it comes from like a psychology standpoint. So I don't know. I've been watching his walk too, and yeah, dude, I've been watching all that stuff like a lot.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. And it encouraged me as a content creator, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I honestly, full sincerity, like I've been hesitant to talk a lot about faith.
It's scary
on the podcast.
What?
But like I don't think it's like I don't try to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it comes up in conversation, and then like I was talking to my pastor the other day, and I was telling him like
Yeah.
because I grew up in the church. Like it's hard for me to not bring up like a biblical principle or point out like, hey, like this is of God.
Bro, so I found Christ like barely like 4 years ago. In August, it's gonna be 4 years. Like I didn't believe in none of that stuff. And yeah, man, it's like it's all new to me still, and I'm still fucking up. You know, like I'm still not like I try to be as good as I can, but it's fucking difficult sometimes, man. You know, but it's real. It took me 25 years to figure that out, but it's real, and I didn't know it was real.
It's very counter what everyone is telling you nowadays.
Yes,
and it's a lot of for those who don't know, self-denial,
yes,
delayed gratification,
yes,
and sacrifice.
Fucking A.
On top of that, love and forgiveness
and mercy and grace, patience.
And that's so counter to what everyone is telling you to do. Like the most influential voices nowadays, whether it be artists, whether it be podcasters, regardless of what they're like YouTubers, whatever, you know, a lot of what is being taught to, like, because I know they don't claim to be teachers, but they're influencers. They're influencing. They just changed
the name.
They're influencing our culture, right? Yeah. What they're teaching is, you know, self gratification, instant gratification,
pride,
putting yourself before everyone else. It's like, who cares what everyone else thinks? I'm gonna do me. And you know, you talked about earlier, not your bandmates not understanding what you have in your head, like not understanding, like how you said, guys, it's not that difficult. You know, they're asking a million questions. Somebody once told me that the biggest issue that we have as humanity is assuming that people understand what's going on in our head. And it's like the faith teaches, you know, you'll have a whole lot easier time dealing with people if you, instead of getting angry at why aren't you catering to my needs, saying, hey, how can I help you? And out of that, it will produce, man, this person is here for me. This person is so sacrificially loving me that it will produce that in them to do the same for you. And it's a give and take. Like this world wants take so that people can give, when in reality what it should be is give and give and you will get back. And like I said, your band, Envy Room, all I can say, words of encouragement is persevere, man. Keep doing it, because the more you guys continue to it, right? Like, people are already wearing your merch, dude. Like, when your name comes up, they're like, oh yeah, I have that shirt. Like, let me go to the show, like, and represent.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I know those guys. Like, I've met them. I've talked to them. I heard Eli on the podcast.
That'd be cool, man.
You know, and it's all about sticking to it. It's all about, you know, giving, and then people will give back. Like, you're creating it because it's the sound that you love, right? Mm-hmm. Come to find out, people love that sound too. And like I said, you'll find it, and you'll find that sweet spot of doing what you love and doing it for people that love it as well. And it's like you said, it's an old school sound, but you're creating new music with that old sound. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the most beautiful things about music as well, is the fact that it's endless, man. It's infinite.
Yeah, music, in my opinion, is timeless. I mean, there's some songs from like the 60s that I still fuck with, like heavy. I think there's I'm not sure if you heard of the Ronettes or the Ronettes or something like that.
Yeah.
And they have a song called My Baby or something. Like, that's a banger, dude. It's an old ass song, but it's a banger for being like a really old song. And I mean, fucking Richie Valens' music is fucking bangers too. I mean, the Beatles, they're old as fuck too, but Yesterday is still like one of my top songs that I sing that song in the shower almost every day, because it's just a really nice song. It's very, I guess you can say, lamentful.
Dude, it's been awesome talking with you, brother. I appreciate you doing this with me, man. Envy Room has made some bangers, and I know you promised you to make more.
We have,
like,
I want to say we have like 3 more coming out.
Yeah, dope, man. Hey, man. Also, like, I'm a huge fan of that, dude. Like I said, you're reaching the city pretty well. In My City is about Houston. I can't wait for the In My City merch to come out, bro. I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna be repping that hard, bro.
Yeah. I think Johnny's working on the designs. I still have to like talk to him about it. We haven't talked about the designs.
Yeah,
yet,
dude, man, put out a contest, bro.
Oh, did like a design contest?
Yeah. Like, hey, man, you guys mess with, like, hey, you guys mess with Photoshop, bro. Like, we're trying to make a design for In My City,
Houston,
like, winner gets, free access to the next 10 shows or whatever. You know what I mean?
Shit, that's not bad.
Like it, no te cuesta nada. And,
it honestly doesn't.
And you'll have support. It's like, hey, come bring, invite your friends and stuff. Dog.
I don't think of shit like that. I'm just like, I want to make a song.
I promise you, man, like,
I'm just the guy that writes the music.
You're doing it right, man. What I
don't know what to do. Sorry, bro.
What platform are you guys on, so for the listener can know?
We're mostly on Instagram and TikTok. You can always message us on Instagram. We're always reply, say hi, hello, But thank you for having me, bro.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Thank you, bro.
We'll do it next time. Yes, we'll have the whole band here next time.
I know, it'll be better.
All right. That was Eli Hopeful from Envy Room. My brother, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your sincerity. Music is tough, man, but when it all comes together, it's magical. We're back, y'all. Check out Envy Room on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I believe they have music videos for most of their songs. The song you're currently hearing is In My City, one of my favorites from these guys. If you're listening all the way to the end, thank you so much. If you like this conversation, I think you also like the conversation I had with the band Shooby Doom. I interviewed them back in January of 2023. That sounds about right. Check out that episode. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on social media. Instagram is where I mostly do all the posting and messaging and stuff for the show. There is a Facebook page, but I neglect it. tfxpod.com is no longer up, so you can't visit the website. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone ever did, but just in case you wanted to now, it's too late. So at TFXPod on Instagram to hit me up, at EnvyRoomHTX to hit up Eli and the rest of the band. If you made it this far, please do me a huge favor and reach out to them. Let them know that you heard them on the show and show them some love. If you enjoyed the podcast, the best way to show your love to me is to tell your friends about the show. If you know somebody you think might enjoy this conversation, go ahead and hit that share button. Send it to them, man. It takes 2 seconds. Because remember, actions speak louder than words. Till next time.